Back in 1995, KTVB did a story about a man named David Doze, a man who has made a hobby out of turning junk into works of art. From recycled car parts and garbage can lids to bed springs and horseshoes. If someone hasn't thrown it out, David has probably found a way to use it. Dee Sarton introduces us to him in today's 208 Redial.
Actually, that is something I was looking for.
Looks like David Doze has picked another winner.
I've tried to go beyond just hooking up a bunch of mufflers.
That's not to say he wouldn't use a muffler.
That's a leg muscle. Doesn't that look like a leg muscle? You know, I don't know if this is artistic or if it's from that motorcycle accident when I hit my head as a kid, but it looks like a leg muscle to me, so.
So it's a leg muscle. It goes on this horse, which carries this knight, which stands in David's backyard.
Technically, when a horse is in this bad a shape, you're supposed to shoot him.
After all, it is a pile of garbage. From the lampshade helmet to the conduit cable tail, down to the bicycle gear spur on the horseman's heel.
A lot of it was sitting in garages and backyards. A lot of it was sitting along the road.
Under the heat of the welder, old headlights make hooves, and shock absorbers become legs.
Then the horse himself is made out of several layers of garbage can lids. One customer in town actually asked me to build a piece but make it not look too junky.
If it looked too junky, they wouldn't let him build the high school mascot or let the strip mall be bombed by the Red Baron and his bed spring salute.
Oh, you got horseshoes there, you got chain there,
there's chains,
and there's a drip pan of an oil can there. That isn't junk. Probably not to him, it isn't.
It's
art.
probably
a piece of sculpture
it's
made
a type
out of
art.
Yeah, you know.
More than a dozen of David's sculptures decorate the street corners of Kellogg.
We get a lot of tourists stopping and looking for pieces.
Good, aren't they?
Out of junk, yeah, it's all junk.
Whether it's dinner forks dressing up this nutcracker or Don Quixote rounded out with wrenches, it's all part of David's own art form called
Resemblism. I think art should resemble something.
like a train.
And they'll look at the train there and they'll say, oh, that's really, is that significant? Does that have any meaning? I said, yes, it's a train, you know. And, you know, what do you call it? Well, the train, you know.
What do you call this?
Art supplies, and it's loosely sorted. I can remember where everything is.
And everything stays where it is with help from the family watch cat.
He's good. He keeps on, make sure I don't have any mice messing around with my art supplies. That's the oddball pile. I've got an oven rack collection that's second to none.
And an imagination that's turning ordinary trash into extraordinary treasures.
Now, his head is a Kawasaki, I believe.
I wonder what he's up to these days. Oh, we checked in with him just last week. Here we go. And he's still making art. That's the news. Although he is making it a little bit differently these days, but his overall approach is still the same.
I've expanded. My last couple of pieces include some of my newest passion, which is stained glass and cast glass. So I did a 50-pound butterfly made out of junk metal, but all the wings were cast in glass.
Wow.
So yeah, I've expanded a little bit. I'm still doing the recycled metal as the main theme. I did a giant 17-foot tall antique clock tower for a garden in Coeur d'Alene, in the Coeur d'Alene area. Most people can't tell it's junk until they get right up to it and start looking at what it's made out of. I've done a few windows. I've done some specialty tiles projects for folks, mosaics. So it's expanded a little bit. It's been fun.
David says he collects his art materials a little differently these days, too. He used to just pull stuff out of the ditch, but now he buys stuff from recycling centers, and he still gets the occasional donation in his driveway. David says that some of his work is still scattered around northern Idaho, but most of his recent stuff goes into private collections. It's also worth pointing out this is not David's full-time gig. He says he's always wanted to keep it secondary, so he doesn't lose his passion for it. In his spare time, he works as a county commissioner for Shoshone County.